Hey guys, this is David at Anthem Screen Printing. Today I'm going to show you how to reclaim a screen using Enviro chemicals. The screen I have here was used with Plastisol ink, so I'm going to be using the Enviro Wash Plastisol ink cleaner. Alright, so I got my gloves on. The first step is going to be to remove the ink, so I'm going to grab the Enviro Wash. Apply a couple of sprays of the chemical to the screen. Go ahead and flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to grab a scrub brush. You want to make sure you don't use the same scrub brush for every chemical that you use. You want to use one for cleaning ink, one for removing emulsion, and another one for degreasing your screen. Possibly other ones for other chemicals. You just don't want to use the same brush for everything. Alright, so I'm going to agitate the ink cleaner in here. Remove the tape. Scrub it a little bit more. Now you're gonna just wash it off with a hose. Now what I like to do for cleaning off the frame itself is grabbing a Crazy Clean wipe and just kind of scrub it. It's important to keep your frame clean, especially if you're using an exposure unit with a vacuum, because the neoprene can stick to the frame if there's still some leftover ink on there. So now I've removed the ink. The next step is to remove the emulsion. I'm going to grab some Enviro strip, apply a couple sprays on both sides. This time I'm going to use our scrub brush that's dedicated for emulsion removal. Same thing, just scrub it on both sides. And yeah, the emulsion on this screen is our TXD emulsion, which is a super strong emulsion made to withstand water-based and discharge inks. A basic photopolymer emulsion, more suited for Plastisol inks, is much easier to reclaim. Alright, and so a lot of people, when they're first starting out, they don't have a pressure washer. We definitely recommend using a pressure washer if you have one available. It makes it much easier to reclaim. I'm going to just use a hose for now so we can see what that looks like. You can see that's working pretty well since I scrubbed it pretty aggressively. When you're using a pressure washer, you don't have to scrub it nearly as much. It'll make it much faster and easier. I'm going to turn on the lights real quick so we can get a better look at the screen. And you can see all the emulsion has removed very nicely. So in theory, that's the last step other than degreasing. If you have a pretty bad stain in there, you can go ahead and use Enviro Haze. That's a Haze Remover. It'll get rid of the emulsion, or I'm sorry, the ghost image on the screen. Here there's a very, very faint one. I don't know if you can even see it, so I'm going to skip that step. Alright, since I don't need the Enviro Haze, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Enviro Clean Degreaser. And that's going to be my last step before coating it again. Just like all the other chemicals, couple sprays on both sides. Alright, and this time I'm going to use our scrub brush for degreasing. Degreasing the screen is super important because it basically gets rid of any unwanted contaminants on the screen. This could be things like any leftover ink residue, any leftover ink cleaner or emulsion remover chemical. You want the screen to be very clean, that way the emulsion can have a really strong hold on it when exposed. When degreasing your screen, you don't really want to use a pressure washer because with a pressure washer, it can have a lot of water come back onto the screen, and it's possible you may have some chemicals in the sink itself. So we usually recommend just a garden hose for degreasing. Pay special attention to the edges where the screen mesh makes contact with the frame. Sometimes chemicals can get trapped in there and then work their way back out. Do a once over and then you're done. Alright, so now my screen no longer has any ink, emulsion, or any unwanted contaminants on it. I'm going to put it in a room that is clean and dust free, allow it to dry, and then we can go ahead and coat it with emulsion again, burn a new image into it, and just start the whole process over again.